Often, the ads for academic positions require that candidates submit a philosophy of teaching statement, or more simply named, a teaching statement. This highly personalized document reveals the pedagogical approaches and classroom practices of an individual instructor. Since this piece of writing indicates such an idiosyncratic perspective about your teaching, this tutorial can't really tell you how to write one, but it can pose some questions that teaching statements normally address and offer some examples of how they read and sound. As a CUNY English PhD candidate, you have normally had the freedom to design your own course curricula, choose content and reading materials for your classrooms, and devise activities and assignments that promote your students' learning objectives. Additionally, in this urban public university, you have the opportunity to work with students from a variety of cultural, linguistic, and educational backgrounds that represent the quote-unquote diversity so often espoused in the halls of academia. Yet you work with these young scholars directly, so have the real first-hand classroom experiences to speak as a seasoned expert about diverse student bodies. The following questions will prompt you to brainstorm and write about your teaching beliefs, practices, and experiences. You should choose those questions that feel most pertinent to your own teaching and learning experiences, or, alternatively, you could create a list of your own prompts that speak to your teaching practices. After free-writing your thoughts and memories of the classroom, you can then use these drafty responses to craft a 1 to 2 page teaching statement. Sometimes candidates will have to prepare a more extensive teaching philosophy combined with a portfolio of course descriptions, syllabi, handouts, and assignments. Similar to the academic cover letter that describes your scholarship and dissertation, the teaching statement can reference educational theorists in the field, but you should avoid overly complicated terminology and/or jargon. The committee will be primarily interested in a description of your teaching. Then secondarily, they will want you to frame it within a broader teaching conceptualization and a justification for your particular pedagogical choices. So here are the prompts to map a teaching statement. How would you describe your role as a teacher? What metaphor would you select to represent your teaching style? What educational philosophers or educational theorists have influenced you, and how so? Do you have a quote by pedagogical influence that sticks with you? What classroom practices or techniques do you often employ in the classroom? What moments of teaching have most inspired you? What moments of teaching have most challenged you? What scene of student learning have you witnessed in the classroom that made you pause? What scene of your teaching would describe something memorable and unique about your actual practice? How would you justify your approaches to teaching? Why have you chosen these pedagogical approaches and praxis rather than other available models? How does technology play a role in your classroom teaching? How does technology play a role in your students' learning practices? How do you manage and organize your classroom materials and activities? Once you've spent some time drafting your own ideas, read how some of your colleagues have crafted their ideas into a cohesive, cogent teaching statement. Both of these teaching statement examples address some of the questions above, but they succinctly articulate their pedagogical objectives, emphasizing their own concerns and values about the classroom. You will also find below some other useful resources that you can find online.